KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adayitano program. Harley-Davidson of Guam. Visit our new showroom now located on Route 8 in Mighty. IP&E Fueling Excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedito. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, the sailor whose body was recovered over the weekend has been identified. Plus, a judge is appointed to hear Tenorio's gun grab case. And did you receive a call from an unfamiliar number? News you need to know about an international phone scam.
Hafa and good evening.
He was here with thousands more enjoying some much-needed time off the ship. Petty Officer 3rd Class Zahir Hakim has been identified as the sailor whose body was recovered after he went missing in the waters off Haputo Beach.
Just a tragic end to the visit for the USS Ronald Reagan. Chris, the sailors were on liberty and Hakim was swimming at the beach with others when the unexpected occurred. His family now mourning their loss thousands of miles away. A young life gone too soon. Photos of Petty Officer 3rd Class Zahir Hakim show a happy man serving his country. This one taken by the USS Ronald Reagan, where he was assigned. His father posting a handful more on Facebook, many offering their condolences to the Hakim family as they mourn their loss. The 20-year-old was on Guam following the recent exercise Valiant Shield. The military confirmed that he was swimming at Haputo Beach in Dedito on Friday when he was reported missing. A joint search effort with Guam Fire, the U.S. Coast Guard, and the Navy HSC-25 started Friday night in hopes they would find Hakim. Around 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon, the search was called off. His body had been recovered. Zahir's father, Uthman, sharing on social media, quote, "The past 24 hours has been the most excruciating pain that I've ever experienced in my lifetime. I once thought losing my brother in a car accident was it, until yesterday the Navy notified us that my son was missing at sea. After an 18-hour search on the seas of Guam, we were notified this morning that they have thankfully recovered my son's body. My 20-year-old son is dead. His whole life embodied serving his country, serving his family, and his friends. He was a kind spirit, a spirit who took no issue in helping others." Zahir's dad and family now waiting for the Navy to perform an autopsy and make arrangements for his body to be sent home. The grieving father ending his message writing, "We will be okay." The USS Ronald Reagan is back out at sea, his crew now grieving. The military confirming a memorial service is being held on board to honor and remember their fallen brother. And our sincere condolences to the Hakim family and his fellow sailors on the USS Ronald Reagan.
We should note the incident happened as the island was in tropical storm watch and a high surf advisory was issued. The search effort was also taking place during condition of readiness 3. Though we are all clear from that bad weather, Guam Homeland Security says take it easy if you're headed to the beach. Weather officials reporting hazardous seas from now through Wednesday. This means another high surf advisory. So if at all possible, avoid waters until dangerous conditions subside. Longtime Guam police officer James Norbert Munya will face a jury next month. Munya, who has been on the force for 18 years, was charged last year with multiple counts of first and second-degree criminal sexual conduct, all as first-degree felonies. His 11-year-old accuser reported the abuse spanned over a month and included digital penetration. The trial was set for last week. His attorney got sick. The new date is set for November 13th.
A 31-year-old man is accused of asking a 14-year-old girl to have sex with him. Sean Michael Santos is charged with solicitation to commit second-degree criminal sexual conduct and attempt to commit second-degree criminal sexual conduct. Court documents state the victim and the suspect know each other. The suspect asked to use the teen's cell phone to send some text messages. Soon after, the victim walked into a back bedroom to check on the suspect. That's when he allegedly asked the question. The victim refused and left the room. The suspect, however, denied the allegations to police.
A tip to Guam police leads to one woman being placed under arrest for drugs. 34-year-old Cheryl Limbrew is charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, illegal possession of a Schedule II controlled substance with intent to deliver, and child abuse. Investigators met with the suspect, who they apparently knew has previous involvement with illicit drug distribution. It was at that point the officer noticed her trying to put a wallet into her jacket. The officer then finding 2 ounces of the drug ice before taking her into custody.
A federal court in Washington has denied the U.S. government's motion to dismiss GovGuam's lawsuit seeking compensation for the Navy's role in the contamination of the old Ordoc dump. The U.S. had argued that the suit filed by the Guam's Attorney General exceeded the statute of limitations. The court disagreed, and AG Elizabeth Barrett Anderson called it a significant win that will allow Guam to continue to try and recover costs incurred to close Ordoc. In a news release, Anderson stated, quote, "We have spent over $200 million to date, with millions more expected as the closure is not complete." The U.S. Navy owned and operated the dump before and after World War II.
7 judges are now out. That leaves Magistrate Judge Benjamin Sison to hear the controversial case against Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio. Tenorio, as we reported, faces misdemeanor charges stemming from a gun-grabbing incident at the barbecue block party in Tumon back in July. In recent filings, 7 Superior Court of Guam judges noted their conflicts in that case. An order by Chief Justice Catherine Merriman on Friday appointed Judge Sison as judge pro tempore in the matter. He'll also preside over Wednesday's hearing. That's when Tenorio will answer to the charges, namely reckless conduct with firearm, obstructing government function, and official misconduct. That hearing is set for 2 p.m.
Now to some rather disturbing news about an international phone scam that's apparently making its way towards users in this part of the world. Several have reported into our newsroom about this too. Getting a call from a number starting with +881. Security experts at the Mariana Regional Fusion Center and local law enforcement are keeping a watchful eye over activity dealing with these inbound calls from the international numbers. The bogus calls reportedly only ring once in an attempt to get you to call back, which we were told then racks up substantial connection fees. It's been a big nuisance, so to ensure the stability of you and your pocketbook, don't answer the calls from any number that you don't recognize. Don't call back +881 numbers, and better yet, just block it. You can also report any suspicious calls to mlrin.org or your telecom carrier.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
A simple handshake. That's all Jake Calvo needed when he started his company. Today, 80 years later, we like to say thank you to all of you who have taken our hand in trust. Thank you to the dreamers. Thank you to the realists. Thank you to the family-oriented. Thank you to the entrepreneurial. Thank you to those climbing the corporate ladder. And to the ones starting a new life together. Thank you to the traditionalists and the edgy. To the young at heart and the old souls. Thank you to the daring, to the protective, to the practical. Thank you to the hopeful. To all of you from all of us, our deepest, happiest, and infinite thanks.
80 years here for you. 80 years thanks to you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
Win adventure in the IT&E Explore Your World Million Mile Giveaway. Every week from July 16 to November 2nd, we're giving away 60,000 United Mileage Plus miles to IT&E postpaid and prepaid subscribers. Imagine where you could go. Go on a weekend getaway to the Philippines. Enjoy fresh sushi in Japan. Itadakimasu. Sip a latte at a cafe in Paris. Or use your miles for shopping and other rewards. It's your world. Explore it.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
It's just amazing to see the marathon grow year after year. This is the 6th year and it keeps getting bigger and better. And this race really encompasses everything that Guam's about. It's really bringing together visitors and our local people for a world-class event. And it's the best thing that we do every year.
Hafa and welcome back. A negative ad by the Republican gubernatorial team draws a quick rebuke from their Democratic rivals. The ad accuses Leon Guerrero of opposing the opening of a foster care home in her Tamuning neighborhood. The banner headline reads, quote, "When foster children needed a home, Lou said no," end quote. But Leon Guerrero calls it a misrepresentation of the truth. In a news conference on Monday, she said she was not opposed to foster homes but objected to the Oka Tamuning Cliffside location of the proposed facility because it posed a danger to the foster children.
Is the children could, when they're running around, could run off close to the cliff line, fall into the ocean where there's a reef and rocks there. Also, that area is heavily trafficked. And so I can just imagine a child outside playing, running into the traffic and getting hit.
Leon Guerrero says it was also unfair if the intent of the ad was to cast her as an elitist and inconsiderate of the grassroots. She says she's been a strong supporter of foster care programs.
I personally have been so supportive of the Regalo Foundation. Our corporate company has been so involved and very generous to the Regalo Foundation, and to just for purposes of campaigning and politics, to take that and try to discredit my character and my compassion, I felt compelled that I needed to inform the people of Guam as to why exactly I had questioned the location of the foster home.
Leon Guerrero says in the end, the government made the right decision and moved the foster home location to a safer site in Barragata Heights.
Republican congressional candidate Doris Flores Brooks laid out her top priorities in a news conference Monday. They include pushing a reimbursement of $50 million a year in earned income tax credit, the same way Washington already pays for the child tax credit. She also plans to press for more equitable Medicare reimbursement rates, saying Guam's repayments are the lowest in the country. Other issues include the shortfall in compact impact aid and federal payment of war reparations. But should she win, Brooks faces an uphill battle as a freshman non-voting delegate in a possible Democratic House.
Like anything else, you have to reach out and work with all the colleagues in the legislature, on both sides of the aisle, both Republican and Democrat. And we always hear about the class. This is going to be the class of 2018. There are going to be a number of us. I'm not going to be the only freshman representative. And I have certain credentials that are going to make me stand apart. For example, I'm a CPA. There are only 4 CPAs in the entire Congress right now, and they're all male. You know, I'm going to get recognition just from that alone.
Brooks is running against Democrat Michael Siniclas.
It was a battle that prompted the declaration of martial law, but this time last year, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte declared that the southern city of Marawi City was liberated from an ISIS-led terrorist invasion.
Today, those same Filipino generals who fought in the battle visit Guam's National Guard. Here's Carmen Solahi with the story.
A year ago today, he was on the front lines fighting ISIS militants in Marawi, southern Philippines. Today, Lieutenant General Danilo Pamoneg, a ground commander for the Filipino Army, presented to Guam's National Guard.
After 5 months of intense fighting, we had crushed and destroyed the Daesh-inspired terrorist groups. More importantly, the city of Marawi was liberated and was already on its way to recovery and rehabilitations.
Liberation at a price. Pamoneg noting how 165 soldiers died in battle and over 1,000 were wounded in action. Overall, the fighting, quote, neutralized 900 terrorists who he says held civilians hostage. Pamoneg standing firm defending the tactics the army used in combat, including the government's declaration of martial law.
Very effective, very justified. Had it not been for the martial law, probably we're still fighting up to now. And you see, there was no single violations of human rights during the Marawi crisis, so that the people, our countrymen, knew that we are doing the right thing.
With the memory of a bloody battle still fresh in their minds, Pamoneg shared best practices and strategies they've learned fighting in Marawi to share with their state-partnered U.S. forces on Guam.
We as Filipinos learned so many things, especially became more united to fight one enemy. It's not a religious war. It's fighting against ideology. We are not fighting against Filipinos. We are fighting against their ideology.
Brigadier General Diron Cruz from the Guam National Guard says they can learn from the Philippine Army. In fact, he visited Victoriano Luna Medical Center last week Monday, shaking hands with patients in the Heroes Ward who were injured in the conflicts in Mindanao.
Some saluted with their left hand because they didn't have a right arm. Some got out of bed despite the fact that they only had one leg to render the salute.
He adds one of the takeaways is continuing U.S.-Philippines bilateral and multilateral military exercises. Meantime, the visiting lieutenant from the Filipino Army says slowly but surely the city of Marawi is rebuilding. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
Thanks, Carm. Well, strong in the faith and educating young friars for the past 70 years, Father Duenas Memorial School celebrated their 70th anniversary. Alumni, students, faculty, and staff gathering at the FD Phoenix Center to commemorate the day FD opened its doors in 1948 and the many accomplishments of its students that followed and continue.
Seminary to form leaders of the church to a school that produces leaders of the entire community in the civic, religious, business world, and even outside of our island community. That's been a great thing for our school to be expanding ever so much to help the world improve in certain ways.
Principal Perez adding that the 70-year anniversary is a turning point for the high school. He looks forward to expand facilities, pushing projects like the Renaissance Project to continue FD's legacy of quality education.
He is the 27th presiding bishop of the Episcopal Church, but most of you know presiding Bishop Michael Curry from his powerful sermon during the royal wedding earlier this year. He was on island briefly over the weekend to speak at an event hosted by St. John's School. During the event, presiding Bishop Curry spoke to the packed gymnasium on inclusion and diversity. Here's his message to Guam.
God does not quit, and God will not quit, and God will not give up on you. So don't give up on God, and don't give up on yourself. And go on in love. And don't be afraid of it. Don't be ashamed. Go on and live the way of love.
Our Jonah Goncharfers has had the opportunity to sit down with presiding Bishop Curry. Be on the lookout for that interview later this week. In the meantime, you can also watch Jason Solis' quick chat with him on our Twitter page.
Well, it's official. The lucky couple that ended their night at the 18th Annual Red Ball with a brand new set of wheels is Dr. Placido Nickdow and Shandy Yu. The winners of the grand prize drawing of a brand new 2019 Lexus ES claimed their prize this afternoon at the AK Lexus showroom. The newly released luxury sedan was donated by AK Lexus as the grand prize drawing in a raffle presented by the Andrea R. Elau Foundation for the 2018 Red Ball, in which all proceeds benefited the Guam chapter of the American Red Cross. American Red Cross board members Robert Marks, Carvin Flynn, and Monica Duenas, as well as board chair Marcus Fong and Red Ball chair Marie Calvo Monge were present today, along with AK Lexus representatives.
Sports is next, but first, your island weather.
Love makes you do crazy things. Like sneaking the triple-double crunch wrap into the theater with double the layers you love. Along with 2 crunchy tacos and a medium soda. Careful, that double crunch may land you in movie jail. The triple-double crunch wrap box from Taco Bell.
Where will your sip take you?
You're gonna need more than an oil change.
Okay.
Okay.
Try our new slushies at McDonald's. Tropic Twist, Blue Raspberry, and Cherry Limeade. Perfect for summer for a limited time.
How easy is it to earn reward points using the Alpha Plus app? Here, let me show you. Simply register with the all-new Alpha Plus app and earn reward points while making purchases at your favorite stores you already shop at. Just present the app to any authorized representative to earn your points. Now that was easy. Alpha Plus, make every day a plus.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. NFL scores and highlights on the way, but first off, some Shirley's Basketball League highlights and some youth soccer for you. Check it out. W5 Production and Docomo Pacific taken to the court at the Tamuning Gym. Vince Espinal knocks down the three to get the game started. One of his 3 long balls in the game. Docomo trying to work the ball inside. Jared Roberto finds teammate Alvin Bautista open at the top of the key for 2 of his 9 points. Action Yashi showing his speed, getting to the basket with just 2 dribbles from outside the 3-point line. Finger roll lay-in, drops in for 2. Dylan Timinglow driving towards the rim, passes the ball off to Bautista, who gives the ball back to Timinglow for the corner jumper. Team high 19 points for Timinglow. W5 with the win, 56-51. Tristan Tapia finished with a game-high 23 points. In other matchups, IP&E got the win via forfeit by Triple J 5-star. Holiday defeated Code Blue 78-49. Navy fired 90-33 over Footy. KFC beat out Home Depot 71-47. Guahan Warriors 85-62 over Ernst & Young. Ajison picked up the win over Pacific Grocers 64-50, and GTA big winners over Guam Reef 72-53. Turning over to some soccer now from the Aloha Made Minetga Cup Youth League U13 division matches played at the Guam Football Association National Training Center. The Wolverines and Wings settled for a 3-3 draw. ASC Trust Islanders earned a shutout win 7-0 over Quality Distributors. Islanders player Brock Larson scored 4 goals in his team's win.